What is up, future members of the Conclave? My name is John, and welcome to Brewluminati, a new podcast coming to all streaming platforms where my co-host Jake and I will help raise the veil as we explore the wonderful world of craft beer while taking deep dives into the many conspiracies that keep us all up at night. The following is an excerpt from one of our many episodes that you'll enjoy listening to on this first season of Brewluminati.
Essentially, why would we suspect the military at Plum Island of experimenting on humans?
Well, because why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? Yeah. So people like you and I know the military does this kind of thing. The government experiments on people. We know this pretty well.
Absolutely.
The military and the DoD have never been shy with experimenting on Americans. And I've got a few examples that these are not conspiracy theories. These are absolutely 100% confirmed cases where the government was experimenting on Americans. And again,
like unknowingly?
Yes.
Or they abducted people.
Citizens of America did not know that these experiments were happening to them.
All right.
And the government was doing them in a clandestine nature behind closed doors doing this.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with three that are kind of okay, and then it's going to get really bad after that.
Okay.
So the first three. So back in April through November of 1956, the U.S. Army Chemical Corps conducted
hold on. There's a U.S. Army Chemical Corps?
Oh, yeah.
I imagine this being like the dudes with mops who clean up when oil gets knocked over, at the,
You would think so.
That's not that.
No, they're nerds killing people. That's what these guys are.
Sick.
They're straight up nerds killing people. They've got chalkboards and bubbling cauldrons full of horrible shit, and they're spreading it onto human beings. So that's who these guys are.
Oh, awesome.
Which,
this is like the Napier
Labs. 1956. Yeah. This is Napier Labs, 100%. So they got together in 1956 and they named something called Operation Dropkick.
That's the best name I've heard in a minute.
And so this was to test the practicality of employing mosquitoes to carry an entomological warfare agent in different ways. The Corps released uninfected female mosquitoes into a residential area of Savannah, Georgia. This is where a bunch of people live. They had no idea.
Okay.
They just released a ton of female mosquitoes.
Okay.
They released these mosquitoes into a residential area of Savannah, Georgia, and then estimated how many mosquitoes entered people's homes and bit them. Within a day, the mosquitoes had spread widely, entering countless homes and bitten many, many of the residents. So this was
how did they even know?
Because they tracked, I don't know how they did it, but they tracked the mosquitoes. They knew which ones were out there because probably they used a different breed of mosquito than what is in the area.
Or they put microscopic tracking devices in them, and this was a precursor for birds aren't real.
Which we'll get into.
Oh, God. This is blowing my mind right now.
So also under...
And this isn't even the bad. This is the not bad ones.
These are the ones that are they did this.
Oh, my God.
So also under Operation Dropkick, 2 years later in 1958, the U.S. Army Chemical Corps, same dudes, same nerds, killing people.
Oh, my God.
They released 600,000 mosquitoes into Avon Park, Florida, just for shits and giggles to figure out what they would do. They just showed up with probably a 1955 Bel Air with trash cans in the back and just dumped 600,000 mosquitoes into this neighborhood.
All right, mates, let's go again.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay. So then around the same time, they the same dudes got together and they did a program called Operation Big Buzz. This was in 1955 in Georgia. It was a field test to determine
these nerds hate Georgia.
They do. I mean, you just got it Florida, Georgia, F them. We're just going to drop a ton of mosquitoes on top of them.
All right.
So it was a field test to determine the feasibility of producing, storing, and loading yellow fever carrying mosquitoes into munitions and dispersing them from aircraft.
This is the tick grenade.
But they're mosquito bombs. They're doing mosquito bombs. So it's step
awesome.
One. You got to make sure the mosquitoes can live in the bomb and then you put ticks in them. So,
oh my God.
The goal of the operation was to determine whether these mosquitoes would survive dispersion and seek meals on the ground. So basically, if we put off a bomb full of mosquitoes, are they going to go chew on people in this not unsuspecting part of Georgia in 1955, where they're just like going to church and like thinking about running water.
And then they're like, oh, what's this rain of mosquitoes?
Right. Oh God, the black cloud. Yeah. So what they did was they dropped 330,000 mosquitoes from aircraft, and these mosquitoes were packed into E14 bombs, which I don't know what E14
Yeah, I don't even
bombs
know
are.
what that is.
Yeah, so probably some sort of bomb that wouldn't kill a mosquito.
I'm going to look it up real quick.
And they dispersed them. So the bombs would hit the ground and disperse these mosquitoes. In total, 1 million female mosquitoes were bred and released for the testing. You gotta lead on those E14 bombs.
Now I'm looking at them.
Do they look like the ones you see in movies where it's just like the big thing with the square on the back?
No. So that's like a steel like bomber dropping bomb. I can't remember what those are called. So it says the E14 munition was a cardboard sub munition, which means it's airdropped or ground launched munition that ejects smaller sub munitions. Developed by the United States Biological Weapons Program as an anti-crop weapon. In a series of field tests in 1955, E14 was loaded with fleas and airdropped.
So these were pizza boxes filled with bugs that like to chew on people and fired at unsuspecting folks.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, there's a bunch of information on here about these E14 munitions.
We're going to get to the flea stuff in a minute.
Yeah, see, I didn't know about the flea thing. Operation Big Itch.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
I
think I cut Operation Big Itch out. But yeah, Operation Big Itch was essentially they took these E14 bombs and they just dropped 500,000 fleas on this unsuspecting neighborhood.
That sounds horrible.
Could you imagine you're just going about your day and there's 500,000 fleas falling on your head? And the U.S. government's like, okay, so we noticed it went from block 1 to block 4. And then meanwhile, there's this entire neighborhood full of people dealing with fleas. Blood-sucking, horrible fleas.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying to look. So there's not a lot of like pictures of this thing.
Well, it was 1955. It's probably not a ton.
Yeah, like there's basically like I don't even see any diagrams of this thing.
Yeah, they're probably trying to keep it quiet at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the Wikipedia doesn't have any pictures. If I Google E14 munitions, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like the closest I can find is the M114 bomb, which I think is something totally different. So
I saw them described somewhere as like soggy cardboard boxes.
Yeah. I guess just think about a bomb-shaped pizza box.
Right. That's kind of wet
and
it opens up when it hits the ground, but it's full of mosquitoes that want to suck your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways,
sick.
the ones we've been talking to up to this point are the, ones that aren't that bad. So here's where it gets horrible.
Sorry to cut it short. You guys will have to come back and listen to find out more on everything from reptilian overlords to militarized ticks, from time travel to the apocalypse, from Hitler and Nazi experiments to the KKK. Jake and I leave no rock unturned and no beer undrunk in our quest to reveal the secrets of what's really going on out there. Tune in every Thursday on your platform of choice to find out more. Do you already believe in ghouls, ghosts, and the occult? Join us on Facebook and Instagram at Brewluminati Podcast, or visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Brewluminati Podcast. For the same price as a cup of coffee or a sandwich you won't remember, because mind control, you can join the Brewluminati too and unlock access to our secret Discord server, bonus Patreon-only content, behind-the-scenes talks, and much more. Every dollar spent not only helps us reveal the truths of the world, but also frees us to make the show better, weirder, and allows us to go deeper and deeper into the void while funding our next beer run.